Brian Austin Green has finally broken his silence. Yes, after years of online accusations, after all the gossip, headlines, and speculation, the man at the center of it all is speaking out, and what he says might change everything you thought you knew. This is the full story of Brian Austin Green, Megan Fox, and the grooming allegations that haunted their relationship for nearly 2 decades. Let's go back to the beginning. Back to 2004. Megan Fox had just turned 18. She was young, ambitious, and landing her breakout role on the sitcom Hope and Faith. And that's where she met him, Brian Austin Green, 30 years old. Already a household name thanks to Beverly Hills, 90210. And already a father. They met on set, and according to both of them, the attraction was instant. They started dating shortly after. And right away, fans raised eyebrows. People were asking, "Is this okay? Isn't she too young?" Why would a 30-year-old man be interested in someone fresh out of high school? It was the beginning of a controversy that would follow them for years. Fast forward to 2010. Megan and Brian get married in a quiet, private ceremony. At this point, the public had mostly moved on. They had kids. They seemed happy. But in the background, a storm was brewing. The internet never forgets. And as Megan's fame grew, so did the questions. People started re-examining the relationship, looking closer at the timeline, and the word grooming started popping up online. More and more people began accusing Brian of grooming Megan, suggesting he manipulated or influenced her before she was truly an adult. For years, these accusations lived on Reddit threads, Twitter arguments, and YouTube comment sections. And all that time, Brian said, nothing. Until now, in May 2025, on his podcast Oldish, Brian Austin Green finally addressed it. And here's what he had to say. He said he stayed silent all these years because responding would have only made things worse. According to Brian, people will believe what they want to believe. He said, and I quote, "Trying to explain myself wouldn't have done anything. The internet doesn't want facts. It wants drama." He went on to say that over time, he hoped his actions would speak louder than the accusations. He wanted people to judge him based on the kind of partner, father, and person he's been, not just the headlines. And that's honestly kind of fair. But that wasn't all. He opened up about Megan, too. He talked about what it was like for her, being only 18 and suddenly taking on the role of a stepmom. Because remember, Brian already had a son when they got together. He says Megan was overwhelmed. The pressure was intense, and that pressure, according to Brian, was a big part of why their marriage eventually fell apart. Now here's where things get interesting. He didn't trash her. He didn't point fingers. He actually spoke about her with a lot of empathy. He said they were in very different places in life, and while they loved each other, the situation was never easy, especially under the microscope of fame. Since their split in 2020, Megan moved on to Machine Gun Kelly, and that relationship made even more headlines. But behind the scenes, she and Brian continued to co-parent their kids, and according to him, they're doing it respectfully. Meanwhile, Brian is now engaged to Dancing with the Stars pro Sharna Burgess. They have a son together, and from all public accounts they seem happy. But even in his new chapter, the past keeps following him. That's why this recent podcast episode hit so hard. It's the first time he's directly addressed the grooming narrative. So, let's pause for a second. Was it grooming? The internet is split. Some people argue Megan was legally 18. She made her own choices. It's not like she was 14. Others say, sure, 18 is legal, but when one person is 30, the power dynamics are complicated, especially when one person is just starting their career and the other already has industry connections, experience, and influence. It's not black and white. It's messy. Relationships are messy. And Hollywood relationships? Even messier. But here's one thing we know for sure. Brian Austin Green didn't run from the conversation. He faced it head on. Finally. And whether you believe his explanation or not, it takes a certain kind of strength to confront that level of internet criticism without completely losing it. So, now that you've heard his side, what do you think? Was it grooming? Was it a misunderstood relationship? Or is there more to the story that we may never fully know? Tell us in the comments. If you found this deep dive interesting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an update from Viral Fame, where we unpack celebrity drama with facts, empathy, and a little bit of tea. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.